Good Wednesday afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Morgan Wolf. Well, we all woke up to it. All of that white stuff on the ground. Our first big hit of snow this year. It is done, but the winter system is not. Windy conditions are keeping temperatures way down this afternoon, so bundle up if you're going to be heading out tonight. The wind could still be causing some slick spots on the roads too, so be extra cautious if you're going to be driving this evening. We'll be checking in with the weather team in a little bit for a closer look at our next round of snow coming in this weekend. Up north, though, Bentleyville was a victim of the weather. The holiday lights display along the Lake Superior shore in Duluth is closed tonight. Several displays, as you can see there, knocked over in the wind. Oh, gosh, so sad to see. It is not, of course, the first time that this has happened, but Bentleyville organizers say they're not exactly sure how long the display will be closed for. Some travelers are dealing with a headache today at MSP. Over 150 flights are delayed and 5 have been canceled outright. Airport officials say today will be the busiest day before Thanksgiving. AAA predicts that more than 6 million people across the United States will hit the skies this holiday week. That's a 2% increase from last year. At MSP, officials expect nearly 47,000 passengers just today. It will be even busier Sunday with 49,000 travelers heading home. Things are pretty smooth so far right now, but be sure, of course, to check your flight status closely if you are going to be flying. This week, though, 90% of Americans who are traveling will actually be driving. That's 73 million people behind the wheel, a million more than last Thanksgiving. We do have some brand new video today, too, to show you just how much of an impact the snow has had on the roads in our travel. Here's a truck nearly hitting a state trooper in North Dakota. You can see the trooper squad on the side of the highway outside of Harwood, and the troopers in the ditch helping people who were stuck. So that's when that truck, oof, so close, whizzing by them. Luckily, no one was hurt. This week is, of course, one of the busiest on the roads each year. A Woodbury police officer is sharing a sobering reminder of the dangers of impaired driving. Alan Olson and his son Jacob were hit by an impaired driver earlier this year. They've been in recovery since the August crash, but the process and the pain is something that Officer Olson has seen before.
My career of when I first started, and my why was watching a 16-year-old die from a drunk driver. Don't create those unknowns for other people, because I don't know what my future is.
From 2020 to 2024, nearly 2,000 people were seriously injured in impaired driving related crashes in the state of Minnesota.
Their willingness to act could be what keeps someone alive.
We are now in the time of the year where law enforcement is really focusing on DWIs and cracking down on them. They are also asking you to keep an eye out if someone you know is trying to drive impaired. Stop them and help them catch a sober ride home. Meantime, in Italy, for the first time ever, there will be an American Thanksgiving celebration by a pope. NBC's Molly Hunter with the exclusive look.
Hello from Castel Gandolfo. It's about an hour outside of Rome if the traffic's bad. And this is typically the Pope's summer palace. Well, popes have typically spent their summer vacations here. Pope Francis rarely visited, but Pope Leo actually comes out every week on his day off on Tuesdays. We're told he plays tennis, he likes to swim here. And last night as he was leaving his residence, we actually got the chance to ask him a question about Thanksgiving. Take a listen.
Of course, as an American, it's Thanksgiving this week.
Thanksgiving week?
It is. Do you have a Thanksgiving message? Is there something you're thankful for?
Many things I'm thankful for. I would encourage all people, especially with this beautiful feast that we have in the United States, which unites all people. People of different faiths, people who perhaps do not have the gift of faith, but to say thank you to someone, to recognize that we all have received so many gifts. First and foremost, the gift of life, the gift of faith, the gift of the unity, to encourage all people to try and promote peace and harmony, and to give thanks to God for the many gifts we've been given.
And while Pope Leo won't be here to enjoy it, the reason that we're actually here is that American chef Art Smith is hosting a Thanksgiving bash. He's cooking up a classic American Thanksgiving feast with some Italian twists here at Castel Gandolfo this week for the first time ever in hundreds of years, and he is celebrating the people that take such good care of these beautiful grounds. 135 acres of vineyards, of olive groves. It is absolutely stunning, and we got a peek inside his kitchen. We got some of those recipes which are going to be online, but this is all part of a tradition that he hopes to start ushering in this new era of having an American Pope. I'll send it back to you.
Well, developing now, destruction in Ukraine from Russian strikes as negotiations for peace between the two countries happen around the world. This video is from Zaporizhzhia, showing the firefighters battling flames at an apartment complex that was hit by those strikes. Ukrainian officials say that the strikes hurt 12 people. The peace plan, according to President Trump, has already been agreed to by Ukraine, but Russia says any talks to end the war in Ukraine are premature. New today, charges have been dropped against President Trump and others in the 2020 election interference case in Georgia. The prosecutor notified the court today that he would not continue with the charges. He says it's because pursuing this case for several years will not serve the people of Georgia. President Trump's defense attorney praised the decision this morning. Developing right now, a man is in the hospital after being shot by a deputy in a Monticello neighborhood overnight. Now, the scene unfolding on Golf Course Road, just 30 minutes west of the metro. Overnight, the BCA was on scene and officers were using K-9 units to search around evidence markers. All 4 911 calls that were brought by police here around 9 o'clock last night. Now, the Wright County Sheriff's Office says that callers reported a man yelling in the street with a large knife. When deputies told him to stop, they say that the man ignored those commands and kept approaching them. They tried a taser. That didn't stop the man, so a deputy shot him. He was brought to the hospital and is in stable condition. The deputies weren't hurt. They are now on leave, though, while the BCA investigation plays out, which is standard protocol. There were body cameras warned, so no doubt that they will be looking through that footage and then they will be releasing it to the public. Now to a story that we talk about far too much these days: school shootings. Lockdown drills have become part of the early learning curriculum, like raising your hand or just waiting your turn. Some kids, though, are tired of this. Janice Shortle talked with 7 of them in Roseville.
What's it like to be in 8th grade in America in 2025?
It gets a little scary sometimes, in my opinion.
How long have you known about shootings happening in schools?
Forever. I learned more definitely when I moved to my old house because my street name is after the Sandy Hook.
What's your street name?
Sandy Hook Drive. The drills start in kindergarten. Locks, lights, out of sight. They have these videos they show us every year. They wouldn't call them active shooter drills, they'd be called lockdowns.
How do you tell kindergartners that there's a possibility that they're going to be shot at like a developmentally appropriate way? But like, you shouldn't have to tell kindergartners this at all.
It is not okay that like little kids have to be worrying about this, and like I've like also felt that like sense of nervousness when you walk into school thinking like, are we gonna have a lockdown today? Are we gonna have like a shooting today?
That worry for these kids went from the backseat of their minds to the front 3 months ago.
So Annunciation brought you here.
Yes. And it's like after the walkout, everybody kind of like forgot about it.
The 7 of them, to fight back against any school shooting being forgotten, created a petition asking lawmakers to just consider reenacting the decades-expired assault weapons ban.
What do you say to folks who say, I have a right to have a gun, I don't want to hear any more about gun control?
So I think people like fighting for wanting their gun to use their guns is completely fine. Like, that's your right. Just semi-automatics should be banned.
Assault rifles?
Yes, assault rifles.
You can still own shotguns, handguns, and whatnot, whether for protection or hunting, but it really is supposed to limit these weapons of mass destruction, mass murder.
What do you think of the fact that you have to prepare for a school shooting?
Not the greatest. Don't love that.
I know people who come to school almost daily wondering, is today the day that I'm going to get shot at school?
Yeah, I'm 48 years old. Never, ever did I have a lockdown drill.
Wow.
Wow.
That says a lot about our generation. Why does it happen more often now?
What changed?
And how can we fix that?
Yep, something to think about. Stay with us. We got more news and weather coming up after the break.